me and you. Hi guys. Hello. Sorry it took me so long. I put an egg tart in the oven and I forgot to get it out. So I was dealing with the aftermath. Hi, Cozy, honey. Wait, no, not Cozy. It's Honey. It's just Honey. Wait, Honey. You're on YouTube. What you doing here? Hi. Who's here today? Hi Tom. Hi Ryan. Hi Sabine. Hi Lloyd. Hi Brian. Hi Koala. Hi Thomas. Hi Cairo. Hi Noah. Hi Brian. Hi Minute. Hello. Hi Dip. Hello. Ivan, thank you for 40 months. Thank you. Hi Danny. Hi Sam. Hi Twig. Hello. Hi Baka. Anya. Hi. Hello. Kiki. I knew it. Guys, I freaking knew it. I fucking knew she would do this. I knew it. I called it. I called it. 3 minutes before stream started, I knew she would raid me. I knew it. Thank you, Kiki. I love you. I hope you had fun karaoke. I saw it for a while. It was a very fun karaoke. All you keychains, tenchis. Kiki is Alien Project's first generation museums, locksmith, and well, sassy best friend of mine. Please go support it, okay? And her name and her language is Puisi. Yeah. Okay. All the red is not the keychains. Vite, me and I. Hello, I am Kawa Entertainment, second generation of business, immortal human, intelligent training polyglot that speaks 5 languages. Mino Mieko. But you can call me Mia. I got it. No panic. I did it. I'm also eating my egg tart. If you don't like eating noises, I'm sorry. I didn't have lunch, so this is all I got. How you guys doing? I hope you had a nice day. Hello. Yeah, there was no need to speed run it this time, thank God. I am extra cute today. Do you know why? So this morning, I woke up and went to my grandparents' house. They gave me a bunch of free stuff. And then I saw my mom, and now I'm here. I've had a pretty social morning. Sassy, thank you for 5 months as a Domino member. Oh my god. Yeah, we have come to radio and give you all of our love and appreciation. I think we are all ready to hear the difference between Indie and Corpo VTubers. It's been a really fun 5 months of you so far. Touchy love. I'm glad. I got you. I made some notes. Apologies for the eating. I'll try not to eat too loudly. It was a nice run. You did good. Okay. I didn't want to like jump into all the intense stuff right away, but I'll talk about more of like the basic stuff that I think a lot of you do know first. For the people who do end up watching this VOD, I'll talk about the basic stuff that the majority of people who are already into VTubers know about, and then after that I'll get into the more insider shit. All the secrets. Thank you for 5 points. Thank you. Domino number 2. Wow. If I was at the football, the pages of fire, hi. Oh, hi, Kiria. Hello. Hi. How you been? 잘 지냈어? I hope you have been well. That's the right wording. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have my hammer up for this. My bad. This is from last stream. Ah, it's a penguin! Hello! Hello! VTuber industry is getting harder to get in. Too many VTubers make the competition harder. Yeah, there's been a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of things has changed within this 1 year alone. So I have my opinions on it, but I'll talk about that a little bit right at the end, because to me that's the more like intense stuff. I think I'll start simple. Oh wait, I should say this again for people who do not know me. I have been an indie VTuber since 2021. I think it's April 20... No, earlier than that. Like March of 2021. I've been an indie VTuber. Then I joined my corpo, which is Kawa Entertainment, back in April this year. So it has been exactly 6 months and a couple of days. So I think knowing that much, I have a pretty good idea. I've also done as an indie, I've done conventions, I've done like merch stuff, and as a corpo VTuber, I have done conventions and merch stuff. So I know pretty well both sides of how to do full-time VTubing as an indie, as well as a corpo. Okay. If you guys do have questions about things that I'm talking about, save them and then ask them when I'm done talking about it. Just in case I talk about something that already answers said question. Yeah, it has been 6 months since I've joined Kawa. Yeah. Alright, okay. Although I am part of Kawa, but I have talked to quite a few people from other agencies in the past couple months. And I think I have a pretty decent idea of what the world is like out here, you know? It's a tough industry, I have to say. No quizzes. No quizzes. Yep, there are a lot of pros and cons. I'll talk about both. I'm gonna try stay neutral because I have done both and I see both. But I will mention it. Okay. That's why you can trust me. I've done both. Quite a lot, actually. Okay. Let's begin. I think every corpo VTuber has some sort of indie life outside of streaming, be it content, doing other streaming stuff like flesh tubers, or even just like being an artist on Twitter drawing for VTubers. You know, there's some kind of reason why you would want to start being a VTuber. There has to be some kind of connection, right? You wouldn't just do it because you know nothing about VTubers and you think it's cool. Like that's just expecting nothing. Like you're just doing it for doing it. You're not expecting to grow, right? Or like have an audience or something. Nah. So if you want to start VTubing, I think the biggest, most realistic, harsh truth is money. Money. Oh my god, money. You need money. Like, lots of money. You need so much money. 'Cause I remember when I started, I spent... On my first chibi model, I spent $50 on the art, which is... Or $60 on the art, which is honestly so cheap. And then I think about 100 for the rig. So my first chibi model was about like 150 USD. Okay, I'm talking USD. Because no one here understands CAD. But it was around that much. And then I had like multiple different chibi models come after that, which added up to like $400. And then I paid for all my asset stuff. Made asset stuff for myself. So I saved a little bit of money. And then once it was time for like a fuller, more anime-like model, that was about $500. And then I paid for like $60-$70 worth of overlays. And then after that was just you can see where I'm getting at, right? Like, you need money. And that's why I think a lot of indie VTubers will be they talk a lot about their life outside of VTubing too. It's because that's like, you can't do full-time VTubing right off the bat. You cannot start and just expect to grow and get out into the world like corpos do, because corpos have different tactics. The way to start off as an indie, in my opinion, to be successful, you have to do it as a hobby first, and then slowly invest in it until you're comfortable enough to do it part-time, and then go from there, because you cannot just expect to be a full-time VTuber and earn a shit ton of money. No. That's not how it works out here. The entertainment industry is a tough one, okay? Yeah, money, big important part for indie VTubing. I think if you also want to do projects like covers, right? You need money for that. It's labor. Okay? So there's a lot. There's really a lot. The next thing you need, right, is time. If you have like an IRL job, but you also want to be a VTuber, you have to give up something. I remember I gave up a lot of my free time to hang out with friends just to do VTubing things, because I had work at a research thing. I did clinical research for about a year, almost a year, I think, while also doing the VTubing stuff. So my time management had to be cut. Like, I had not enough time in the day. I did not give up sleep. I value it too much. So I gave up hanging out with my friends instead. And I made friends on the internet. That was my, trade-off. Now, the next thing is a lot of social networking skills. When you're an indie, the harsh truth, again, is you're a stranger on the internet. You don't know if you're trustworthy to other people. People don't know you yet. If you have no model, you have nothing. You have a name, but you have no model. You have no friends. You have no connections whatsoever. You're gonna look like you're scamming people, which is very unfortunate. But that's why I think a lot of VTubers try and do things by themselves, is because you need something to start with. So I drew my own PNGs. I drew my graphic design is my passion, my banners. I created my YouTube channel and everything, just to be like, I'm serious about this. Here, look, I have a Discord, I have my YouTube channel, I have a Twitch channel, I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have Twitter, I had everything. Because I didn't want to look like I was scamming people. And now as a corpo and as an indie that grew quite a bit, I honestly looked at small VTubers around me and were like, are you legit though? Like, if you see a VTuber with less than like 50 subscribers, honestly, you're like, I know you're starting out, but like, are you legit? Are you someone that I can talk to? Because you could be a scammer. Like, it's just, that is honestly the rough part about starting out. Even with the model, if you don't have content. Yeah, I'm kind of like, it's scary. It's very, very scary. So I don't, I know it's kind of harsh, I think, for people to hear if they're starting out, that they can be seen as untrustworthy when they start out. But please understand, if you have nothing to your name, no one's gonna want to talk to you because you look sketch as fuck. I'm sorry. And then the other thing you need is like some kind of idea of your audience, because as an indie, right, you can have your friends, they can attend your streams, but they're gonna want to do their own thing too, so they're not gonna stick around. They're not gonna be your loyal viewers at all. So you have to have an idea of who you're targeting. And I think that's why so many VTubers indie-wise are like... they're very specific. Like, you'll have the mommy VTubers, the Imoto VTubers, the Oni-chan VTubers, little Twinkie-looking VTubers, the daddy VTubers. God, they're everywhere. You know, like, they'll have a very strong sense of who it is they want to target. Yeah. I fucked that up, but I got better over time. I changed a lot when I started, since I started VTubing. I was very say-so. I did not swear. I filtered myself way too much. And it was very uncomfortable. And over time, I learned that that's not what I want to do. So, you know, you'll change over time as you stream, as your community grows. But I think what's important is you know who it is you want to stream to. Yeah. Yeah. The important thing you need as an indie, though, is honestly friends. Because you have no corpo to fall back on. You have no group to fall back on. So, who the fuck are you gonna collab with? Who are you gonna talk to ask for advice? Where are you gonna find out where everyone gets their cool assets that are free to use? No one's gonna tell you. Every indie VTuber always tries to find someone that has been in the industry for a little bit longer so they can learn from them. Or they try and join a bunch of like group chats and servers and just to get some connection to find their group of people. Yeah, it happens. It's cliquey. Everyone knows that VTubing is an industry that's very cliquey. Everyone's in cliques, just groups and groups of people. And it's very difficult to mesh because once you find your group of people, you're stuck because it's like you don't want to leave them, but you're also trying to network and you're also trying to do your own thing, and you know that these are trustworthy people. Once you're aware that they're trustworthy people, you're like, I'm good. I don't think I need anyone else. I have my set group of people. If someone else tries to reach out to you, a lot of indie VTubers end up being like, well, I don't know who you are though. You know? So it's rough. So to me, that's what indie VTubing is like. Socially. Is you're so on your own until you find somewhere to belong. And typically when you find somewhere to belong, it's with people who are about the same growth size as you. Like similar steps in VTubing. Like, oh, I have a pre-debut model, or I have this many subs or followers, and like I'm starting to get my rigging done. You know, you're in the same level of developing your VTuber self. And you kind of just grow together, but at some point everyone will diverge because their growths are different. Every individual is different, and it gets kind of muddy. Like you don't know what to do sometimes, but it's okay. It's okay. Also, jealousy is very real. I remember as an indie growing, I saw a bunch of VTubers who debuted at the same time as I did, who grew so much faster, and I was like, you're leaving me behind! And it felt honestly like really sad. But I got over that pretty quick because I realized that I have to compete with myself and not with other people. That's something that you have to learn over time. I don't think people just understand that from the beginning, honestly, which is rough. It's very rough. It's rough. It is. It is. And when people start re-debuting, having new models, trying to do something else, it gets even muddier because it's like, oh wait, I knew you as this person. I recognize your voice, but now you're different. Yeah, it gets muddy. Okay. Oh, I forgot to change this. My bad. Next up is what you need as a corpo. Okay. What you need as corpo VTuber. This gonna be a long one, bro. I think there is a general understanding of what you need, but every corpo is different. So not everyone is gonna need the exact same things. Wait, questions about indie VTubing first before I move on. And let me eat my egg. While I wait for some questions to come by, if you have any. Just yourself from last month. Yeah! Yeah! That's what I do. I look at my analytics myself. The numbers game is rough. It's one mindset to have because that's what determines your legitimacy as a VTuber. You're out there trying to grow. If you have no followers, that means no one wants to watch you, no one wants to support you yet. So comparing yourself to other people is like kind of just fundamental thing, but you have to look at it from I envy that, I want to be that, to I'm going to be there one day and this is how I'm gonna do it. You have to change mindsets, I guess, comparing numbers. You have any research rights that helped you when you were in indie or networking tips? Yes. Okay. So particularly for the people who are on YouTube, a hard thing is you have to make thumbnails, right? If you guys want to know where all the cool kids get their backgrounds and stuff, this is where I get my background still. That's the site where a bunch of free things are. If you guys want to know where even more cool VTubers get their stuff, this is another one. It's a Japanese site, but I think if you go to it, you'll recognize the art style that it is. You'll see a bunch of different categories. It is in Japanese, so it might be difficult to understand, but there are pictures that should help. So those are two really big ones. See if I got anything else. No, I think it's just those are my two big ones that I would recommend. Thumbnails are also very time consuming. That is true. I forgot to mention thumbnails. Let me think. Do you guys hear my mom vacuuming in the background? Is that... Wow. Even though you started with movies... Yeah. A little, I told her not to, damn it. I told her not to. Oh my god. It is what it is. Okay, let me see. We aren't talking about anything too big right now. I'll keep answering them questions. So, oh wait, I should talk about the thumbnails though, actually. Thumbnails used to take me 30 minutes. I spent, yeah, for one thumbnail, I would take 30 minutes just to get like each and every single pixel in the right spot. The logo, the background, my model on the screen, the text font, all the fancy effects with the text font, like the shadows beneath it, the outlining. You know, like I spent 30 minutes. Nowadays, I can make a thumbnail within 5 minutes. Because I have a way of doing it. Hint, nudge, nudge to all the YouTubers who make thumbnails. You put your model on the right side. And you have your head within the top half of the thumbnail picture. The logo goes on the left side, top left, or in the middle. You can either put the logo on the top left and then some text bottom left, or you just put the logo and that's it, right in the middle, on the left side. The reason being, you don't switch it, is because the head of your model is what people see a lot, right? In a thumbnail, the timestamp or like the upcoming sign or the live sign is bottom right. So if you put your model like peeking out at the bottom right, no one's gonna see it. If you put the logo on the bottom right, no one's gonna know what fucking game you're playing because people don't read titles unless they click into it already. No one reads titles nowadays. So you put it on the left side, in the middle or the top. Text that you put in isn't as important, but if it is, then obviously you can switch it around. I sometimes cheat the system because I don't like my thumbnails looking too symmetrical or like all the time. So I will put my model on the left side from about my waist and up, or like a zoomed in thing, so it's really big. text on the like logo or text on the top right, and then like maybe just some random ass graphic on the right, bottom right, or some text that describes the stream on the bottom right. I have some examples that I can show you guys of what I mean. So this would be one of them. This is my typical Zatsudan type thing. Here, I have multiples of these. So you guys get the idea. It's, you know, you get my point. You get my point, right? Like I have a way of doing it. Right? And if you want to see some of the gaming ones, let me see. Some of my Genshin ones, I think those are pretty good to see both sides. This is one of them that I used a lot. This is another one that I use. I think, yeah, that's about it. Oh, Kirby, if you guys like Kirby. Okay. I have example of one that's on the other side. There. Yeah. And then this is also another example of something with a graphic on the bottom right. For all you people who want it on the other side. You know, this is just my way of doing it. Again, everyone has a different way of doing it. Collab ones are kind of rough because you have to add 2 models in there. But I filled some space in with drink bottles. Yeah, that's just how I do it though, okay? And I have some like weirder ones that have text going on the top. Like this one. I think I have this one. Text on the top. This was my first Persona game. Text on the top. I think... Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is my asset drawing one. I filled in some space on the sides. This. Yeah. So this is how I do thumbnails, and it has not changed very much since I have been an indie. I still make my own thumbnails as a corpo, but I do it so much faster now because I know exactly where things will work. That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. I think every language speaking, any language really, has a chance with VTubing. Because just because you're a VTuber does not mean that you have to speak a specific language. It's popular, yes, in English and in Japanese, but on Bilibili, there's like a ton of Chinese speaking VTubers. I know someone who speaks Portuguese. I think one of the V4 Mirai girls speaks Portuguese. Pretty sure it's Abby. Yeah, she speaks Portuguese. Like, there's just a bunch of different language speaking VTubers out there. You just don't know it. Like, one of my friends, Carrot Hiromi, I think she speaks French. Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's a lot. There's really a lot. Okay. The next thing is... Alright, that's a lot of indie stuff. I will talk about the more corpo stuff. Okay. So... Corpo stuff, huh? Oh, okay. This one's a little heavy, just because it's very different. I won't talk about the audition stuff yet. I'll just talk about what it's like being in one, the more basic stuff. You need a lot of teamwork. You gotta talk to people. You're not alone anymore. Every action you do, every stream you do, every connection you make will reflect on the company. So the way that you talk to people or present yourself reflects on your agency. I I'm lucky. I didn't have to change my content at all. I never filtered myself in any way unless it was like NDA stuff. You know, once I joined my agency because they adopted me. They just took me in. They took little old me in. I know it sounds nerve-wracking. I know it does. But I swear it's not as nerve-wracking as you might think. Just as long as you're able to keep things confidential when you have to, you're good. Like, it's not something that you think about all the time, especially if you're comfortable and you know the agency well enough. Like, I talked to my manager, Monty, and the CEO and all the merch partner stuff. I talked to I talked to everyone that I knew I would be in contact with as a VTuber going forward after joining the agency prior to signing that contract. So I knew what I was getting myself into very, very well. Yeah. It's not as scary. It really isn't. Hi Captain Wilson, hello. Did it make you more aware and or nervous during live streams? No. Not at all. I was nervous for my debut under an agency because I'd been an indie VTuber for such a long time that it had been a while since I debuted. And the fact that I was debuting under a corpo was like, oh my god, big deal. But since then, no. Like, I've been a streamer long enough that I just don't think about it anymore. Like, I talked to my agency about this. They told me that I did not need to change my content. There was nothing I needed to do, like, differently besides attend some meetings and, you know, talk to them about the projects I'm working on, see what they can help me with, stuff like that. But that's me. Every agency's different, okay? You know time to watch VTubers not from your circle of friends? Yes. I do. I honestly, like... Well, I wouldn't say streams. I watch clips. Yeah, I watch clips. I do not watch streams very much. Unless it's after I raid someone. I'll raid someone and I'll stay in the stream to lurk. That is about it. Yeah, teamwork is a really big deal. You have gen mates, you have senpais or kohais in the future. You have merch partners to talk to. You have to be able to communicate your feelings really well. At least within my agency, I know that I can talk to them when I'm worried about something and they'll help me solve it. That's the biggest thing for me. Is like, say I'm having a problem, like I don't know how to set up multi-streaming. If I ask for it, someone will be there to help me do it. Or if I asked for, like, can you help me find someone to commission for merch? They'll do it. Right? Or if I want more art about something, like more personal art stuff, like I can do it. It's not difficult. Yeah. Collabs, I'll talk about it in a second. Give me a second. I have a whole section on collabs. So, the other thing is when you sign that contract, please read it. Please read it. Like, word for word read it. Get someone else to read it for you, with you. Some people are really extra, or just extra safe, which is, you know, smart. And they find an actual lawyer to read the contract and make changes to it, or negotiate, right? You can negotiate contracts, that's always a thing. But please read your contracts. Oh my god. I know people who have signed contracts and regret it a lot, but they're stuck because they signed the contract. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, you have prices to look at, cuts to look at, lots of, you know, the word, like, conditions and clauses to look at, and the words can get very overwhelming. It's a lot of words. I know my contract is a couple pages. So please read your contracts. Oh my god. I know some people have not. I really do, and it's bad. Not just contracts for joining corporations, by the way. As an indie VTuber, you get contracts too. I did sponsorships for like watch-alongs, and I had to look at contracts. I had other sponsorships for other things, also had to sign contracts. I did stuff with conventions, had contracts. There's a lot. And this is not just corpos, okay? It matters for indies too. And honestly, indies are at a higher rate of risk for signing contracts that are bad, because with a corpo, it goes through said corpo. It's a lot easier to know when things are good, when things are bad, you know? Yeah, there are people will be sneaky. That is very true. Please don't be sneaky. Please don't do that. Do read everything. Read every single word. Do not skip, do not skim. Actually sit down and fucking read the thing, because you're signing it. It's your name on it. Legal names on it. Okay? Okay. Who's my boss? Me. I think I'm my own boss because I have complete control over my content. I do whatever the fuck I want within the bounds of my NDA. Okay. So, big thing I changed after joining a corpo is my organization skills. I used to just stream every day at 9 p.m. EST or 10 a.m. EST and never make schedules. I never made schedules. Ever. I just decided I was gonna stream whenever I wanted to. Sometimes I would make a thumbnail 30 minutes before my stream, post it out, make a waiting room, and be like, stream in 10 minutes. I don't do that anymore. I make my schedules a week in advance, and I also have meetings once every 2 weeks because I'm like, nah, I don't need that much help. I'm good. So I only have meetings once every 2 weeks. It's bi-weekly. And I don't know, like, there was no need for me to be so organized because I didn't have anyone else to consider besides my own community. And I was faithful. I had faith in my loyal tenchis to come into my streams when I started them. Like, I didn't think about, like, making all of my waiting rooms on a Sunday for the rest of the week, the upcoming week. You know why? It's because at the time, as an indie, I had friends outside of the internet. I still do, but I just don't hang out with them as much. I made plans the day of. I could be spontaneous. I had no proper work schedule because I decided whatever the fuck I wanted to do at every moment of the day. So I didn't need schedules, but as part of Kawa, I make sure my schedules are made a week in advance because I want, like, they want to know what I'm doing for the week. If there's any events that they need to retweet out or collabs that I have going on, they gotta know, right? So I can't make as many spontaneous plans anymore. I gotta be much more organized now. Even just attending my meetings and being there, talking about stuff, projects, like being on top of things, Monty yelling at me for not doing something, which honestly has never happened. I'm a very organized person, I swear. Yeah. You remember those days, Starlight? Yeah, those were the days. Some people make streaming waiting rooms for 560 days. Yeah! You know, a lot of people do that just so that they can have their schedule on their front page, their homepage, so people can check it. Yeah. How does VTube income revenue work under both YouTube and Kawa? So, I'm trying to think of exactly what I'm allowed to say. Because I know I can talk about this, I just know that there's like a... There's one bit. There's one bit. Let me check. You can openly talk about this. Oh, this is important. Oh, about the contract stuff. We have... Okay, this is what Kawa said, okay? They have a temporary license to use my IP for the length of my contract. And if said contract does not continue, Okay, this is important. This is very important, guys. I maintain full control of my IP even if I leave Kawa. So if I leave Kawa, I get to stay the way I am. Alright? That's important to note, okay? Okay. They do not restrict or direct any of my content, okay? Alright? This is just something that I think is importante. Oh, hi, Rayless. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. Hello. Hello, you cat peoples. Mita, miya da yo. I am Kawa Entertainment's second generation. This is Immortal Human Angel in Training, polyglot that speaks 5 languages. Mino Mieko, but you can call me Mie. Hello. I hope you had a nice stream. I am talking about what it's like being in corpos and as an indie VTuber. You can trust me because I have been an indie VTuber for 2 years and in a corpo for 6 months. Yeah, I've seen shit. Okay. This is more of like a discussion thing. So if you have questions and you want to talk about stuff, feel free. Yeah. I hope you had a nice stream. Feel free to dip if you are tired after stream. But thank you for coming. All my attentions also please go and sub to Rayless. He is the lore cat. You guys should know the lore cat. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what I am not allowed to talk about. Okay. Okay. So, money-wise, I can't mention specific things, but I'm pretty sure Kawa came out with a little graphic about the payment structure. So Kawa does take, I'm pretty sure it was a very low percentage. Just a very low percentage. I know they came out with the numbers though. Yeah, look it up if you are that curious, but it's a very, very low percentage. And I keep a lot of my streaming revenue, honestly. Like, it's great. It's so good. It's so good. You remember doing that? They did. I don't remember the exact numbers, or if I'm allowed to even say it, because they didn't change our code of conduct thing yet. But I'll ask. Should I ask? You guys want to know? I can ask real quick if I'm allowed to talk about it. Here, I'll do it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not risking it, which is why I'm asking. This is why I'm asking. Okay, I pinged, and if he answers, then he answers. If not, then we'll move on. Okay. She's classified it, so yeah, I'm getting that insider info. But yeah, it's a very low cut compared to a lot of agencies out there. I think it's quite common knowledge that a lot of bigger corpos do take a bigger percentage. I'm pretty sure lots of quote-unquote industry standards are 50% of streaming income. Like revenue from super chats, memberships, stuff like that. There's a lot of different ways corpos do this. One way is take from YouTube percentage and then cut or combine stream element stuff and YouTube stuff and then cut. Or, you know, let's just go through agency then cut. Or go through talent, like go directly to talent. Talent takes like the majority and then give the rest to corpo. There's just so many different ways agencies will do this. Every agency is different, and I can't tell. I don't think I'm allowed to say which one is what I do, so I won't. But yeah, different agencies, different ways of doing it. But regardless, they will do it. It's just how agencies run. They need the money to run, you know? It got the average talent fee listed in the graphic. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what mine is. Yeah. But that is thingy. Managers also need to eat. They do. Monty does so much for us. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what else there was. Commitment! Oh my god, contracts are like... The contract can last for like 5 years to just like a couple months to a full year to like 3. There's just so many different contracts. I don't like... I think what most people see is 1 year. Yeah, I think that's like typical industry standard is 1 year. But yeah, I know some people who have had much longer contracts. Again, I can't mention who, but I do know different agencies will have different clauses. And in a way, it's good because that means that you have someone to fall back on for 1 to 2 years of being a VTuber. In a way, it's also bad because if you want out, you can't get out unless you get some kind of permission or contract negotiation again. You know, there's like so many different thingies that could happen. Every VTuber's journey is different. So, you know, you can't like... It's difficult to change unless you bring it up. That's the other reason why being so good at communicating with the agency is so important, because they're not gonna know you're feeling a certain kind of way unless you say so. Like if you're unhappy with something, they're not gonna know unless you tell them, right? So, yeah. You have to talk. But yeah, commitment is important. You're committed to not just being a part of this agency, but you're committing to being known as part of their agency with a bunch of other VTubers. Whatever you do in an agency, right? Like if you fuck up, it reflects on the others that are in the agency. Like there have been... I'm not gonna mention names, but there are instances where people will get fucked over and then questions about them will get sent to their gen mates or other people within their agency, or people they know who are their friends, and it's sad. It's not nice, which is why you have to be careful. You have to be committed to that contract that you sign, and you have to understand that you put yourself in this position, so commit to it, right? You have to commit. You know what I did? Yeah, I don't... Pain. Yeah. Like, I don't have to change my content. I can talk about the stuff that I want to talk about that's not under my confidentiality thing. So, you know, like, I'm good. I think my content originally was already the way that it currently is. So the things that I stream, the games that I play, none of that has changed. My just chatting streams, none of that. No changes. So I'm good. But some people who do join agencies in the end will have to change their content because of like copyright stuff or game permissions. Stuff like that. Right? Yeah. It's just something you have to be aware of, I suppose. Now the other thing you need to be in a corpo is time. Besides streaming, like, I have to say, after joining my corpo, streaming itself has only really been maybe like 50% of the work now. Most of my time, I'm drawing something, talking about something, messaging other VTubers about something, networking stuff. Like, I have been so busy off stream. So much happens behind the scenes. Yeah, like, I know I am part of a corpo, but I still do a lot of the reaching out to people myself. I still DM people about collabs. I message artists for like illustrations for my covers, mixers, MV people that edit stuff. Like, it's just a lot of it still falls on me. I could put this on to Monty or my agency to deal with, but this is just a personal thing. I want to do it. Yeah. Imagine it depends on the corpo too? Yes. So, Kawa is great in that I get full control of how much control I want. Like, I can shove this all on to other people to do, but I choose to do it myself. Because I like knowing what the heck I'm doing and what's gonna be on my channel one day. But Monty has like... My manager, Monty, he's always been like, if you want me to do it, I got you. You know? But other agencies will obviously be like, so here's a certain list of artists that we can commission for you. Which one do you want? You know, like there's... It could be like that. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, let me... read. Is VTubing you're still looking now? Yes, I do it full time. I've done it full time for about... a year and a half? 2 years now? 2 years. 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, I take control. Yes, yes. Yanni's part of the fun. It can be, but then that was how it was for me as an indie. I loved looking at other people's stuff and being like, oh, I want to commission this person one day. And then it became my job and I was like, ah. Yeah, it was... How do you seek out production staff for music-related things? Twitter. Just Twitter. I sometimes also look at other VTubers' music videos, covers. Scroll down to the description, you'll see a bunch of names of credits, and I just look at that. The sigh of employment. Basically, yeah. Yeah. I think one of the big ones you need as a corpo as well is connections. This is not something a lot of people, I think, truly understand as a viewer. A lot of indie VTubers have connections because they make friends with people, right? There's, like... As an indie, if you do it for fun, not as a full-time job, a lot of the time, it's a hobby. Again, this is just generalizing. This is not going to be the same for everyone. There's some really big VTubers who are indie out there that don't do it like this, but for the majority, lots of indie VTubers do it for fun, so their connections are their friends. As a corpo, my connections are my co-workers. there's a little bit of a difference. I'm sorry, Monty, but you're also very busy. I don't want to give you my work. But honestly, I should. I should. I need to push things onto Monty a little bit. Okay, wait. So, connection stuff. I talked a lot about this already for indie VTubing, of just being friends with friends with friends with friends. In a corpo, my connections are with other corpos. And, I think this is kind of difficult to talk about, but also quite necessary. I don't know if you guys noticed, I haven't done too many collabs with indie VTubers since I joined Kawa. And the reason for that is just a change in perspective. As an indie, I could bring people onto my channel and not worry about them saying anything that could reflect badly on me. Because if it's just one person, like, if it's just one person and they say something that I don't agree with, I could just like, you know, delete the VOD. People are gonna forget. No one else is affected. If they come on and say something that I don't agree with now as part of Kawa, or they fuck it up and they say something bad that shouldn't be said, and it's against all my company's values and morals, I'm fucked, because then that reflects on the company that I allowed someone like that, that they agreed that this collab could happen with said person, and it fucks everyone up. So with other corpo VTubers, they have NDAs, they have contracts, they have people that their reputations will affect. It is so much safer for me to collab with other corpo VTubers because of that. Because I have confidence that they will know that they can't say things, certain things, or they can't mention certain things behind the scenes. They are in a similar position to me. And I don't want people to think that I don't collab with indie VTubers anymore at all because, like, oh, they're not in a corpo, they're not as legitimate, it's gonna look bad on me. No. That's not it. It's not about your numbers or how small or big you are. It's the fact that I have... I'm not gonna give an indie VTuber a contract or an NDA to sign just to collab with me. You know? That sounds ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm worried that if I don't do that, then they could fuck up things for me, and I have no way to recover from it. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. This is just a personal thing. Because Kawa lets me collab with anyone I want. I could collab with anybody I want, and they will... Well, unless it's someone that, like, you know, they know will probably fuck things up for me. Like, they really won't. They have no restrictions on that at all. They trust me enough to know that, you know, I know what I'm getting myself into. So, you know, they have no restrictions in that sense. This is all personal, but other corpos will be like, oh, you're not allowed to collab with this person, you're not allowed to collab with that person. And I think this is also really common knowledge, but when VTubers debut in a corpo, lots of times there are, like, this is very common, corpos will have collab bans for a certain period, like a month or so, so that the VTuber can establish themselves as a VTuber under their agency, and then let them do collabs with, like, outside peoples. You know? Yeah. Yeah. There's a consequence for them, or they might not be used to holding back. Yeah. I did collab with a lot of indie VTubers when I wasn't indie myself. You know, I have indie VTuber friends, and I still do collab with some of them because I've known them long enough, and I know that they respect it. Like, my fear of things fucking up. So, it works out, but for indie VTubers that reach out to me now, it's like, yeah, I can talk to you, but I'm not gonna let you on for a collab right away. You know? Well, it's not even about, like, collabing with my own people, you know? Or, like, being part of corpos equals I have to talk to other corpos. It's not really like that for me, but I think for some other people it could be. It's just there's a... Being under an agency gives a sense of legitimacy and reputation that I can trust. Because I know that there's, like, business people behind this. There's lawyers. There's, you know, social media people. There's marketing stuff. There's managers. Like, I know that there are people behind said corpo VTuber that makes them them. That also helps make them make their content and do the things that they're doing. With an indie, you're really on your own. You're basically a one-man company. You have to do all your social media posts yourself. Posting everything to every channel you have. Making the collabs yourself. Graphic designing stuff. Reaching out to people. Networking. You're really on your own. So, there's nothing to fall back on. That's why, to me, connections are so important. Like, I loved being an indie VTuber because I could have as many connections as I wanted. But I love also being a corpo because that means safety for me. Yeah. Like it really isn't about, oh, you're an indie VTuber, I don't want to collab with you, you're not valid. No, that's not it. There's no contract you have to sign that tells you you're not allowed to say something bad or inappropriate. You know, to me, that's the difference. But again, every VTuber is different. This is just my opinion. Okay? And, this is kind of a given. You need to know when to not say something as part of the corpo. Like confidentiality agreements, NDAs, you have to honor them. It is what it is. You can't say shit that you're not allowed to say. Yeah. If you're not okay with that, then don't join a corpo. You're gonna fuck yourself over if you can't commit. If you say sorry, tell your audience to build that. Yeah. I'm glad mine is a very nice place. It's a very nice place. All my tenchis are good. Yeah, yeah. All my tenchis are nice tenchis. Okay. Questions? If not, I'm gonna talk about auditions because I think that's a funky one. That's a funky one. Man, I hated auditioning. That was a time. Okay, let me see. Alright, wait. So, I have an answer about the revenue thing that I can actually talk about. Public info? Okay. Public info is originally Kawa operated similar to other agencies with a percentage take of about 20-30%. Other agencies have been reported to take 20 to 70%, but most bigger agencies take that from all revenue, including memberships, supas, donos, while Kawa, on the other hand, does it through only membership or subs on Twitch. Only the current system, however, is flat fee of $100 USD with a cap, so it won't go above a certain amount, and it won't just keep scaling up. Yeah. Most Western streamer agencies have a monthly fee. Talents get 40% of profits on merch, which ends up being on average 25% of revenue. Since all the graphic design is in-house and stuff, it ends up being a higher payout than other options, compared to some agencies offering 10% or less of merch revenue. Kawa's warehouse sends out 100 to 500 packages a month currently. Does that help? That's what Mood told me. This is all public info, so I'm good. I hope that answers that revenue question a little bit better. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to give exact numbers or not. Okay. Let me see what I'll talk about. Alright, auditions. Okay, right. This is... Kawa I was lucky with Kawa. They didn't have the longest auditions ever. I think it shows on a lot of corpo websites how the audition process is. You'll do the initial screening of like, what's your name? What's your content like? 5-minute video about yourself. You know, that's the typical thing, and then after that you have the interviews or like a second screening and then the interviews and then like a potential stream thing. I think some people do multiple, some people only do one. Like sometimes you'll do multiple interviews, and it's just, yeah, it is what it is. It's just how the streaming corpo VTuber auditions go. And personally, I'm so glad my audition process was so quick. I had nothing to worry about. I wasn't even nervous. Nah, what? Me nervous? No. welcome. Oh, bye. Hello. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. Mite, yo. Wait, I forgot. Hold on. Where are my hands at? There we go. Hello. Mite, yo. Hello. I am Kawa Entertainment, second generation. Abyss is immortal human angel in training, polyglot that speaks 5 languages. Mino Mieko, but you can call me Mie. Hello. I hope you had a nice stream. That's a lot of raids today. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you all for coming. Thank you. Hello. We're talking about corporate VTuber auditions. We're just talking stuff today. It's like a discussion kind of stream, chat-in stream about what it's like being indie and corpo. I hope you all have a good time. All my tenchies who are here, please go subscribe to Velocity. They have such cool VTuber content stuff, but they're also fleshies, which is kind of weird. You know, wow. Yeah. They also have really nice accents. Yeah. Also, all you people who rated, I hope you enjoy stream. If you have any questions about stuff I'm talking about, feel free to talk and ask. I will try answer. We just talked about my streaming revenues splits with Kawa Entertainment. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Rachel, you're welcome. I try. Okay, let me see. What was I talking about? Auditions. Thank God I wrote that down. My audition was really smooth. I just typed a bunch of stuff. I made a video about who I am, why I'm good at VTubing, and why I would be great for Kawa, and what I want to do in the future with Kawa. And then that was it. Oh, I added a few streaming clips in there about like my gaming stuff, and my singing stuff, like karaoke and cover songs that I've done. Yeah, that was it. that was my audition video. Yeah. Thank you for becoming a Tenchi lefty. Oh, you're a lefty like me. I'm a lefty too. Yeah, that was my VTuber audition. After that I had an interview. It was very quick, not very long. And then they were like, you'll hear from us in a couple days, couple weeks, whenever we get back to you. And I was like, okay. Lo and behold, gets DM from CEO of Kawa. Hey, you're accepted. You want to be in Gen 2? And I'm like, oh, heck yeah. And then they were, I remember this happening when I went to Toronto Comic Con in like earlier this year in like February, March-ish. And then like contract negotiations happened. And I was signed in like April. Yeah. What a time. But that's just my audition experience. It was quick and not too nerve-wracking. I auditioned back in November, like last year in November, December-ish. Contract negotiations happened after the interview stuff happened in like January, February. Then I got accepted and I signed contract in April. Yeah. And I debuted in May. How's that? Does that help? Better timeline. It takes time for agencies to go through it. Waiting is part of the whole thing. So you kind of have to. You grit your teeth, bear with it. And, you know, it happens. You have to wait. Being patient is difficult. This is the one thing I loved about being an indie, is I didn't have to audition for nothing. I could just start. I could do things that I wanted without needing validation for it. To audition for something means that you're looking for an agency to accept you so that you get help for doing things. The harsher reality, though, is a lot of companies require you to start over, as in you have to graduate your indie life and then start a new corpo one. That's rough, man. Like, I know it happens, but I personally am like, I don't wanna. You know, like, I don't wanna. Pain. Pain. Now, there's another thing with auditions. Some people don't even do them. Some people get scouted. I got scouted by a couple of agencies during the big audition period. And at least when I was in indie, right? I got scouted quite a bit. I denied a lot of them. Yeah. I denied... Because at the time when they scouted me, I was like, I don't think I'm ready. I'm not ready for the corpo world. I still have so much to learn as an indie. I didn't want someone to take control of that and take that away from me. Because I knew that joining a corpo meant that I had to give up some kind of control over my content, my model, the way I look, the way I talk, or... You know, like, I didn't know what, but I just knew I had to. And I didn't want that yet. I wasn't ready for it. So, I just was like, nope, I'm good. Thank you for the consideration. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm gonna have to decline. You know, gotta write in that nice fancy way. Yeah. I'm glad being on it with I think it's a good fit and I love her biology streams. Thank you! It really is tough. Oh, it's so tough. Doesn't make me take it there currently percent, which is more sad. That's what happens when people get adopted. I'm lucky because Kawa doesn't take control or of my IP even after leaving my agency, if I ever do. Like, I'm just me. Yeah. Kawa never asked me to change anything about my content or my avatar. No, nothing. I've had my model since before I debuted. I had this model for... I debuted this model last year in March? May? I think it was May 24th I debuted this model last year. And they adopted me the way that I am. And I... you know, have had this model ever since. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You and me. I'd say Mia. That way I know you're addressing me and not someone else in the chat. It helps, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything about auditions you guys want to know? Like, the process of it? There is... Okay. I think you guys know this. There's a period of time where agencies will put out auditions. And it's different for everyone. Like, some auditions are like, we have these characters we want you to audition for. Who thinks, like, do you think you can fit into this model that we already have? Or it's like, we're gonna adopt you, we're gonna keep everything you have and just change it a little bit. Or like, give you some stuff. Or it's audition for agency. Agency's like, oh yeah, what kind of model do you want? What do you think you could do? And then you get some help with designing said new model. The wait time between interviews seems so stressful. It is. I think it's that way because you know that you did it. You know they're looking at it. And on YouTube, right? There's unlisted stuff. And you can see the views change. And if you've only given that link to the audition peoples, to the agency that you're auditioning for, you know it's their people who are watching it. Right? So you're like, oh my god, they've seen my video. And especially if the views go up on a day that you definitely didn't look at said unlisted video, you're like, give me a week. It's happening. It's been a month now. When are they gonna message me? You know, like, I hate waiting. Wait, do agencies reject male VTubers on purpose? No. There are agencies that do accept male VTubers. VG is one of them. Hololive does accept male VTubers. Kawa also accepts male VTubers. I think the reason why there are no male VTubers in Kawa at the moment is simply because the people they accepted just happened to be us. Like, there was no discrimination in that process, as far as I know. I did not create an image and model from scratch? No, because they wanted to adopt. They're an adoption agency. Yeah. Yeah. It's also just that there are less male VTubers in the in the industry itself. Lots of female VTubers out there, honestly. But there are male VTubers out there too. Just not as many. And considering the ratios of male VTubers that apply for agencies, that's even more difficult. Yeah. It's male VTubers have a hard time establishing themselves as is. Trying to get into an agency would be even tougher, I think. Like, it would help a lot, I think, for male VTubers to be in an agency. But it's tough as it is. I mean, even female VTubers have just as hard of a time auditioning for things. It's just the way, I guess, people do it. Big thing. Lots of people who audition for agencies don't talk about themselves. They're like, oh, I love your agency because you guys do this and this and this, and I want that. You're telling them why they're so good for you because they provide things, right? No, when you're auditioning, you have to be like, this is what I can give you, and this is why you should want me. It's the same as any other job interview, right? You're just putting yourself forward first. They're giving you a chance to brag about yourself before they ask any questions, right? So for me, I talked about like, I'm a great VTuber because I have done so much shit by myself. I have made illustrations for my covers. I speak a ton of languages. I purposely learned that. I learned digital art for the sake of being a VTuber. I streamed a bunch of games that I had no experience in because I wanted to create new content, right? And like different things. I did my physiology streams. That's why I'm different. Like, I could offer so much, and this is why you would want me. That's what I give. Instead of like, Kawa, can you adopt me? Because I don't want to give things up. I love that you will adopt people and not tell them to restart over from the very beginning. Yeah. Can you take me in? Can you just take me, please? Like, no, that's not how you do it. Nuh-uh. So many people made that mistake, and I'm pretty sure, like, in the Kawa Discord, they talked about it. They were like, there was a whole audition channel in the Kawa Discord about it. That a lot of people auditioning did that. They were like, oh, I love this about you, and I want that too, and I think it could help me grow. But you're like, nah, that's not what they want to hear. What they want to hear is, this is what you can do to help yourself grow, and then we can enhance that as an agent. They're not... It's very, like, braggy. I know it's hard. For me, it's hard to brag about myself sometimes because I'm like, but this is just what I grew up with. This is just what I did in life, and to me, it's nothing special. But in the end, it ends up being something unique that you don't realize is unique to you. And that's what you have to talk about. That's exactly what you need to say. Yeah. Big tip for auditions. Oh my god. And, you know, just don't be afraid to do it. I think the biggest thing is don't be afraid to do it. Lots of people fear auditions because they're named auditions. And the fear of rejection is too strong to bear over the possibility of being accepted. So, yeah. Don't fear it. Don't do that. Just do it. Just audition for it. Even if you think you can't get it, just do it. The more you do it, the more you think about like, oh, this is what I can do different next time. So each audition submission is better. Yeah. Does that help? Yeah. Yeah. My share of female viewers are... You know what? Let me just check that real quick. I can look that up. Would you guys like to know in the past year, past 9 months, past 3 months, or the past month? Apparently, lifetime. Where's the graphic? Female viewer percentage in my lifetime is 9.8%. 90.1% in my lifetime is male viewers. In the past 365 days, 8.1% female. Past 90 days, 4.7% female. Past 28 days, 5.8% female. 7 days, 4.1% female. Obviously, there's some user specified numbers, but they're like in the 0 point somethings. The male percentages are in like the 90s constantly. 2022. In 2022, my female percentage of viewers was 12.9%. In 2023, that number went down to 6.9%. Oh my. Wow. Wow. Yeah, oops. There are a lot of like female VTubers and lots of male VTubers that like female streamers. I wonder why it's not the other way around. I guess it's just because a lot of female VTubers don't view streams, I guess. Like, it's just male-dominated viewership, I suppose. That also just could be my thing, you know? Yeah. I watch a lot of female VTubers who are my friends. Like, I watch Kiki all the time. Like, I watch Aura all the time, like GX Aura. As long as the time zone allows. I watch a lot of AN Project. I also watch a lot of V4 Mirai. I watch a lot of my indie friends. I watch a lot of my corpo friends. Yeah. Like I was a VTuber enjoyer before being a VTuber myself. So yeah. Yeah. Alright, okay. Where was I? I talked about auditions already. Okay? Let's talk about models. This is kind of a subjective subject in my opinion, but it does need to be talked about. I've been designing my own models since I started VTubing. I have never once like gotten my model designed by someone else. That's just never been a thing for me. Because I think I know myself best. And the thought of having to gather so many different references for accessories, for color schemes, like color palettes, for like a Pinterest board. The thought of having to do that stresses the fuck out of me. There's just so much. You could have so many different things, right? It's like there's an endless amount of ideas out there. So many different cultures that you could take inspiration from. So many different fantastical themes, like people who LARP, you know? There's just so many ideas out there that it's so different. You have to think of who you can be, but at the same time, if said model will attract an audience or not. This is where money gets kind of important too, because people can have the money to ask someone to design something for them, and then also get money to pay for a model, and then pay for said model to get rigged, which in the end can cost upwards of $5,000. No, I don't have that kind of money. So, personally, I drew everything. I designed it. And then I found someone to make the model for me. So, with that said, my models, I can tell you right now, art costed about $1,600, and then rigging costed $1,500 plus tax, and then PayPal fees. Overlays costed about $70. Alerts, I drew all of that myself. Chat stuff I designed myself, like your little tenchies. Tenchi pictures, I designed that myself, I drew that myself. Logo was a gift, cause I have connections. Logo was a gift. Nah, yeah, I think that was about it. That's already a lot of money. That's upwards of $3,000. Love your model, you need to marginalize even when people say content is more important. Yeah, that's the harsh truth. You can have a wonderful, wonderful personality and have really funny content. But if your model doesn't look, you know, eye-catching to people, uh-oh. Like, no one's gonna click on you. It's sad. And I hate that. Like, even, like, the rigging you don't even see until you click on the stream. But the art itself, you see that right in the beginning. That's your profile picture. This is... My model is my resume. It's part of it. Like, this is what I look like. This is me. This is my everything. Like, I am this. And I find it, like, you have to have a voice that fits your model. And this is why people say you cannot lie about yourself as a VTuber. The way that you look and the way you sound have to somewhat at least match to a certain degree. Otherwise, you're gonna look really off, and it's just not gonna look right. It's just not gonna look right. You know? Like, it's not... It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. Like, you know? It's, Another cross question, but important. Why did you choose to go with a non-giant booba? Okay. How much immersion breaking am I gonna do today? I feel like my voice and my personality kind of just fit with it, you know? But the other thing is, my artist just kind of did it. I asked my artist, Buba? And they were like, no, you petan. And I was like, okay. It kind of just happened. And before I became this model, I actually had booba. My lore is I gave up my boobas. I had free breast reduction for immortality. That's the whole lore thing. That's why I'm petan. Yep, it happens. That's why I often hear the advice of just be yourself. When it comes to content creation as a whole, I don't need to... Yeah. It's like, I know in person, I don't dress this cute. I know some people will be like, oh, it's very cute, you know. But in real life, I just don't have the opportunity to wear what it is I wear on my model. That's just another, like, fun thing is you can wear anything you want within the bounds of TOS. Right? You can really just wear whatever you want, do whatever you want with your model. Right? And I personally, I love cute things. I love bright colors, and I just like wearing things that I would not wear in person with my model. I mean, I have another outfit, right? This one, that's... oh, wait, no, that's not it. This one, that's a little more normal, I guess. But, I mean, when would I get to wear this? When in real life would I get to wear something like this? Huh? Like, what is socially acceptable? this would not be in the real world, right? So I decided to go with something that I would not normally wear. And I'm very happy about it. Now, the other reason why I chose to have a model like this is because of character design knowledge stuff. When you have to have a model that will represent you, you want to be able to recognize it with just a silhouette. So lots of people will take a picture of or draw a design and make it all black. Like there's just a shadow. If you can identify who that person is with just the silhouette, that's a pretty damn good design. Because like hair pieces will stand out. I have my ahoge. I have like my earrings. I have my tiara. I have the shape of the ribbons on my hands. The shape of my shoes. They're different. Right? It's just something that will set you apart from other people. And then there's color schemes. There's like monochromatic color schemes. There's opposing color schemes. There's colors that are like right next to each other. Some people like to pair yellow and green because they're really close to each other. If you want more contrast, like red and green, you know? Or like blue and orange. Or some people like just really one color of like different shades, like pink. You know, there's just so many different ways you could do this. It just depends on what kind of vibe you want. I wanted something bright. I like bright colors. I like standing out a lot. So I chose very opposing colors. There's a rule. The 60-30-10 rule. If you have like a solid color, you have about like one main color, a secondary color, and then an accent color. So for me, that would be like, let me think, like a 60% purple, 30% yellow, and then 10% blue. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is for me. That can help. Yeah. Yeah. Does that help? Does that change anything? I hope that helps. For people who want to design stuff. Now the difference with being in a corpo with a model is well, each one's different. Again, some people who join agencies get a say in everything. They're like, I want this on my model, I want that on my model, and then the agency will talk to like designers to help create that and make it stand out in a way that they're happy with. Or some have no say in it, and the reason why is because the corpo already has something in mind. Like they want like a certain themed generation, so they already have models created and are just trying to find people to put into those models and give it life. But on the other hand, there's also adoption agencies like mine where I just get to keep everything. And oh, I read that something about my 3D model. I do have one. I do have a 3D model. And it's not completely petan. Okay, there's a little bit of a jiggle, just cause that's how biology works. You know, it's how the body works. I can't really change that. I am human. I am human. Jiggle of hope. That's not what my Mario Hat Boy said yesterday. Yeah. So, I feel like with models, corpos will be like... Typical corpos will be like, if they give you some freedom. Here are some artists that we're willing to work with. Pick one who you like. Artist design, illustration, style-wise. We'll work with them to design a model that we think will fit you, or like with conditions that you said. Like, some VTubers could be like, oh, what colors do you want? Like, some corpos will ask VTubers, what colors do you want? What's the height you want? Like, is there anything about you that you absolutely will not compromise on? Or what things you are willing to compromise with? And then the agency will work with said artists to create something. Or it's the other way around, where it's like, Hey VTuber, we have a model for you. We can make a few changes. What would you like? Like, is there anything you want with it? So there's so many different ways you can go about it. I'm just glad I got adopted because that means all my hard work gets to stay. Of designing something gets to stay. Yeah. Okay. I talked about collabs already. I talked about streaming content already. These... I have like another 3 things that I want to talk about. It shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna change the... This is giving me some... brain heart. There, okay. Yeah! Okay. Hello! Hello! Yeah, 3D has a lot of power cost that comes with it, which is why I don't use it. Let me drink water. Okay. Any questions? Before I move on to talking about some other things that are not directly related to streaming. If you guys have any stream related stuff, ask now or withhold your peace. Man, my ectar got cold. I talk too much. Gloves on handcam streams? Well, I don't think it's forced a lot of the time. Some of them are, some of them aren't, I have to say. The reason for gloves, there's honestly a lot of different reasons. Some VTubers prefer it because say you have tattoos or you have like a scar on your hand or something. Those are all identifying things that could potentially dox you if you go out in the world. So some VTubers actually want those on so that they remain some kind of privacy. Some people are like, I don't give a fuck, and just do it without the gloves on. My agency does not care. They were like, if you want the gloves, do it. If you don't want the gloves, just take it off. So my agency doesn't mind. And some agencies will enforce it just to maintain like equality for everyone within the agency. That way it's like, oh, why do you have to wear gloves? Why don't you have to wear gloves? It's just everyone has the same rules, so it's not like preference one over the other kind of thing. In case the tattoos are identifying marks. Yeah. How's it working with managers? Monty's basically like a friend who has the ability to organize stuff for me. That's how it is for me. Hi, speakers! When it comes to streaming, I guess it's because of how much do you value work-life balance for hours and because they love streaming. So I value it, but I'm bad at handling it. So I have to schedule in my break days, and even my break days are basically my off stream work days. But luckily I don't stream for too long. I feel like I lose energy once I hit the 4-hour mark. And when it gets to that point, I'm always like, oh man, will people get bored? I've been on for a while. So I stop. Like I make myself stop. You know? Like I don't want to burn out within one stream and then be like, I wake up the next morning like, oh god, I have to stream again. Like I never want to feel that way. I always want to make sure I'm looking forward to the streams that I'm doing. So I cut mine a lot shorter. This is also one of the reasons why I've never done a subathon or a donathon, is because I think I would burn out really, really fast. I don't think I can handle doing it for that long. Like, more than 6 hours. I've done streams for 6 hours. And it feels like a lot. It really does. I don't even know how the hell I'm able to go for that long sometimes. But I did. Is it better to have frequent short streams or a few long streams? Is I can only put 18 hours in agile streaming. Should I do 6 6 3 hours or 3 6 hours? Mm, that depends on your consistency. If you can do 6 3-hour streams like every single day, like say you work during the day, like this is you work during the day, have 3 hours to stream every night. Can you keep that up for 6 days straight at this exact same time? Because consistency is really important too. If you don't think you can do it every single day, then I would just set aside the like 3 6-hour streams and get it done within those exact times. Some people stream from like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday at specific intervals. That way the consistency helps with viewers' return to streams. And if you're not consistent with those hours, then you're kind of fucked. Because people don't know when to find you again. You know? But if you think you only have enough time for 3-hour streams, then I would just commit to doing those 3 hours for 6 days. Yeah, I can't stream for that long. How important to stretch space during a stream? I move around a lot in my streams anyway, unless I get really focused on something. Say I'm gaming and it's like an intense game, then I'll need to stretch break. I get my chat does it for me anyway. They're like, remember to drink, remember to hydrate, because YouTube doesn't have redeems. So yeah. It's not too important for me if I'm just chatting, because I'll move around a lot anyway, and I fix my posture all the time. You're welcome, Sassy. Every day, you don't say you'll do it. Exactly. I'm lucky that this is my full-time job, so I stream pretty much every day. I stream 6 days a week, so yeah. But only for about 3 to 4 hours. How did you feel the first time I told you we don't care what you stream for good quality? They never said that. They never did. They just told me, keep doing what you're doing. They just said that. That's it. They never told me to change the way that I stream, what I stream. They just told me to keep doing it. And they'll help do whatever it is I want to do in the future. That's it. Eat. Was at times playing around your streams? I used to stream Saturday nights, but I changed it to afternoons just because I don't like rushing my nights on Saturdays. At the same time, I'm also like, depends on what it is I'm streaming. If I'm just chatting with people, then I like doing it in the afternoons. If I'm playing a game, I like doing it at night. Yeah. Really? No, I don't do intermissions. I don't like doing intermissions. If anything, I'll just go for a pee break. And it's very quick. Yeah. That's just a me thing. Okay. I sleep 8 hours a day. Sometimes 7. Okay. I can't spell. Yeah, I want to talk about this. Events. Ooh. This won't take too long to get through, I think, if I just word things right. So by events, I mean planning for subathons, planning for donathons, big collab streams with other VTubers, like just things you want to hype up, like game shows, maybe interviews with other VTubers, you know, just things you don't normally do. That's that's what I mean by events. A lot of the time, indies will have to plan this by themselves. I remember I did a stream on how to be an indie VTuber, like going through OBS stuff, stream element setup, how I have my OBS set up, the kind of tech that I use, what I look at during streams, you know, just that kind of thing. I had to plan all of that myself. It took me a couple of hours just to organize everything. And if I wanted to do something with other people, like drinking stream, interview stuff, starting a project for a cover together with someone, like a duet or a group thing, that was all like I had to reach out by myself. And in one way, it's a good thing because that means you have direct control of what exactly is going on at each stage of what it is you're trying to do. But it means more stress and more time. The other thing with corpos, with these kind of events, is you get a lot of help with it. You have so many connections that are at your like hands that you could just be like, hey, how did you do this when you did that? Like, I remember for one of my covers that I did, I think it was the fansal one that I did when I debuted in Kawa. I had to reach out to people and be like, hey, can you help me? And I asked some friends a favor, you know, to help me out. I remember talking to other people in my corpo in Kawa, like, is this song okay? Should I do this song? Should I do that song? I had a lot of help. Yeah. Yeah. And if it's subathon stuff, donathon stuff, you have a set group of people who are going to be around to help you. What I mean by that is, say you're in the middle of one, you can always just call on your agency peoples and be like, hey, can you take over for a sec? There is no guarantee that indie VTubers will all do that for you, because a lot of the time, indie VTubers do it for like hobby stuff. It's not their job. They have no obligations. But in a corpo, you're a more tight-knit group. You're more willing to do things for each other. It's not so much like, oh, they're taking me and I'm not gonna get anything back. It's more like, I'm just here to vibe and help out. And I hate to say that about indie VTubers because I was one. I have been one for the majority of the time that I have been VTubing. But honestly, I remember when I did some events like that, a lot of the VTubers, indie VTubers that I ended up talking to or bringing onto my channel used me for clout. Because they were all on Twitch and were like, oh, time to start moving over to YouTube. You're my one YouTuber friend, so I'ma be here for you, you know? That's what it felt like. And I didn't like that very much. It felt icky. It felt very icky. So yeah. With events and stuff, being in corpos, honestly, that's one of the biggest pros, is you have so much more help when it happens. Yeah. Like when you start trying to plan for stuff, the events that you can do as a corpo, so much easier, so much better. It's more organized. You don't fuck up as much. So the other thing, okay, that's it on events. I really didn't have too much to say about it. I didn't want to just write cons because that would be too misleading. Conventions. With conventions, I'll talk about doing it as an indie first. I find that doing it as an indie is much harder because you have to be the person that goes like, hey, name of convention, I want to do meet and greets and stuff, or I'd like to host a panel at your convention. Can I do it at these and these times? Let me know, you know, when you can. And you have to sign up for it. Emails. You have to send out a shit ton of emails about things that you want to do, or like have a plan. The good thing about being in a corpo is you don't have to do that, because the corpo will tell you, oh, we have a spot at this con. If you guys want to do a panel, we'll tell the people for you. And we'll like select the slot and stuff. Like they'll handle that organization bit. So as an indie, to get into conventions also much more difficult. And not just like VTuber conventions like off-kai. I'm talking like anime conventions, board game conventions. Like, I think there's Anime North actually in Canada, in Ontario. That happens. Just being a part of a convention is very difficult. Yeah. Yeah. So with Corpos, I was able to do, like, being a part of Kawa, I have done a concert, I've done like 2 big convention appearances this year. Like I had big meet and greet thing. I have like I had merch stuff being sold at conventions. I went to LA for Anime Expo this year for Kawa, and I met a ton of really cool people in LA. Like I was able to go to LA thanks to Kawa, which is amazing. Kawa is based in Texas. Traveled around the convention in a robot. No, I wanted to. I had the spot for Minowlive, but I had some family things going on, so I had to cancel, which sucks. But it's okay. I saw other people on the robot while I was doing my meet and greet stuff. So it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But that's my experience with conventions as an indie. Is you just have to do a lot of the talking yourself. You have to tell, like, as an indie, right? Again, you have no one behind you to tell the convention like you are a trustworthy person that's not gonna scam them. So as an indie VTuber, when you're reaching out to conventions to do things, tell them exactly why you want to be there and what it is you're gonna do. So if you want to do a panel about indie VTubing, for example, then you would have to like tell them in an email or something, or in a form that they have out on their website, like, this is a panel idea I have. It's gonna take this amount of time, and I'm gonna talk about these specific topics. Like, you have to have a very succinct idea, detailed idea before you even reach out. As a corpo, they can be like, we have a panel spot at this hour. Tell me, like, the corpo's gonna be like, tell me what you want to talk about for that panel, and we got you. We'll tell them if it gets approved, we can start working on it. If not, then we'll just have to think of something else. Things like that. It's just a very it depends. It's one way or the other, right? You either have the spot already and you find something to put into it. That's what a corpo's like. With being an indie, you have to attain that spot yourself with an already set idea. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Another thing. Merch. Merch good. Merch nice. I love me some merch. Everyone loves merch in this household. I released merch. It was a hoodie and a t-shirt with a company called Pastel Melon. Link in the description, by the way, if you guys want some Mino Mieko merch. It's a cool looking hoodie that I actually have. I can wear it. Give me a second. Just that, but it looks like this. It looks like this. Yeah. It. If you want to wear matching outfits, I mean, I think this would be pretty nice. You know what I mean? You know, if you wanna wear matching outfits, this is my hoodie. You should get it, by the way. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. It's even gift friendly. Yeah. So I came out with that. I also have a t-shirt that's similar to it, and the process of getting it done was honestly really quick. I have connections And said connection, wonderful, wonderful Utano Pandora. Don't know if you guys know her, but you should know her. She is a featured channel in my channel. If you scroll to the bottom, she's one of my best friends in the whole entire world. And she connected me to Pastel Melon and was like, I got my merch made by them. If you want, I can see if you got an in. If you want merch made by them. And I was like, yeah. So then she set that up. And now the three of us talk every single day. It's great. Like ever since having my merch made with Pastel Melon, the three of us have become very close friends, I'd say. Yeah, Pastel Melon. Everyone is getting merch from them. Everyone's getting like hoodies made with them. It's great. It's so good. They have really like he just has really good designs. And the art style is amazing. I have the ramune hoodie and the takoyaki sweater jumper, the thing without the hood and the pockets. And I also have my merch. I'm gonna get more eventually. Yeah. So if you guys want it, hint hint, nudge nudge, yeah, you should totally get that. Okay. I should make a command for like my hoodie or something. That'd be good. Or my t-shirt. So, the whole process was, Pastel Melon was like, how many of your peoples do you think will get their merch, like, buy your hoodies? And I was like, I don't know. So I asked my community if they would buy my hoodies, how many they would buy, and I just had like a general number. And Melon was like, I got you. So, he made my hoodie, designed it, sketched it, was like, do you like this? I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you have a signature or something I can put on it? And I took a couple tries, but I ended up signing it. I signed my hoodie. And I gave that PNG file to Melon. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna put this on the hoodie. I was like, yeah. And he showed me the final thing. And I love it. And he's like, I'm gonna put it on the website. It's gonna drop in a couple days. And one day, before the drop, he asked me, did you want a t-shirt to go with that? And I was like, if you have the time, that'd be nice. And he's like, I got you. And he designed the t-shirt within a day. Which is insane. I don't know why he did that. But he did. And it looks good. And I love it. Yeah. So that's how it went. I did not have to handle any of the... like... getting the hoodie itself, prints, things like that. I did not need to handle any of that. He put it on the site. Like, he's the one who handled that bit. There's like a base price for it all. I think every VTuber's hoodies are about the same price anyway. And it was just really smooth. He handled all of it. And then it sold. He made the graphics for like putting it out and for me to retweet it. And I had a whole stream about releasing the merch. Like that was it. It was great. It happened really quick. And then that's just my experience with doing it as an indie though. Now, doing it in a corpo is much different. Kawa, if you guys already know this, Kawa is also a merch production agency. So they do have merch partners with people like Merryweather Media, Astroline, Punkalopi. Like they have a lot of big connections with making merch. And the way they do it is like, here's a set of things that we can create for you. Is there anything in this list that you want? So when I debuted, they were like, we're gonna have debut merch for you. And I think it'd be great if you all matched with each other. So all of Gen 2 had tote bags made. We had keychains. We had like just similar stuff. Pasta had done merch with Kawa before joining Kawa. So she had some stuff come back and be reproduced and resold. I had a standee made, which is so cool. I have it. It's on my desk. It's so pretty. Very thick acrylic, so it does not break. It's very sturdy. Yeah. I learned new phrases like MOQ, which is like minimum order quantities. There's that you start learning about. You eventually learn that the price of things that is ordered are very different from the price of things that are sold. Yeah. So I learned a lot about merch production thanks to Kawa, but a lot of the stuff that we get is produced in-house, like the graphics for marketing it all, the art that goes into it. I actually made art for my own merch, which is insane. The fact that my art is on a physical product, that's wild. That's wild. Like, for example, this thing. My hammer cursor. I drew this. I drew this myself, and it is now a keychain. Imagine that. Imagine that, guys. I have a hammer keychain. For those of you that have it, thank you for buying it, by the way. Yeah. And on my bag, I have a tote bag. I drew the tenchis on it. I wonder if I still have the picture. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah, so I drew the hammer. And I drew the tenchis on the bag. Yeah. I took part in creating this, and that amazes me every time. We all have matching eye stickers, by the way. The vinyl stickers. Stickers. Yeah. That's another cool thing about making merch in corpos. We do have a say. There is the thing of like, we're all producing merch together, so there should be like a theme around it. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I ever talked about this on stream. Even though I am part of Kawa, I have a merch partnership with Studio Nekomata coming up. So Kawa and Studio Nekomata are working together to produce merch for me. Like, just because I'm part of Kawa does not mean I can only get merch produced by Kawa. I'm getting merch produced by another company as well. Isn't that cool? Isn't that nice? It's really nice. So, look out for a Tenchi plushie coming your way soon. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to talk about? Oh yeah, okay. This one is rough. Okay. Oh, it's not capitals. A Nendoroid version of myself? One day, I'd hope to get one, but I don't know if I'll ever get one. Even if it's just art of me in Nendoroid form, that'd be great. Maybe I can make one myself. I don't know. Alright, debuts. We gotta talk about this. It's a big one. Oh, it's a big one. Let me drink some water. Any questions before I keep going? Rez! Thank you for 6 months. Thank you. Thank you. Not free. What the heck? Hiya. Oh god, not debuts. I know. I know. We just had a ton happen recently. There's been a lot of debuts lately. I see debuts as both good and bad, honestly, because the way that it's formed is just evolved. It's just insane. And I have to say, in this past year or two, it's gotten so much more difficult to handle debuts. Debuts are scary. Debuting as an indie, I have to say, is a lot harder, a lot scarier than debuting in a corpo. So, debuting as an indie, right? You have to market yourself. Like I said, indie is one-man company. You're doing everything yourself. You have to market, you have to find people to make PVs. As in, like, PV is like a... You know that fancy animation video about, this is my model, I'm gonna have new emotes, these are the art that I have, this is my lore, this is... You know, all within 30 seconds. And I'm debuting at this time in different time zones. And timestamps. It's a lot to have to do yourself. You have to reach out to people to make said video. This is why it's also a lot of money to even start. It's because money to debut with a model, with overlays, with art, with alerts, and the video that you're coming out to debut. I was cheap about it when I debuted as an indie. I drew everything myself. I edited my own debut video myself. Yeah, it was a lot. I just made it myself. It was so scuffed. I know it didn't reach nearly as many people as I wanted it to, but at the same time, I wasn't upset about it because I knew when I debuted last year with this model that debuts they don't last very long. They can have some lasting impressions. It's what makes your content start off. It's what people see you as first. It's your first impressions, right? But as you keep going, a lot of people forget about it. And instead, they remember, like, just funny inside jokes that you have. The kind of games that you play. The kind of stuff you like to do. They forget your first impressions sometimes. Yeah. Let's go to someone. Thank you. Okay. Oyasumi. That's your tone for the channel, but content is still Yeah. Yeah. Custom BGM sound alerts also cost a lot. I'm lucky. I have a friend that made my BGM for me. It's great. I also have, like, the free BGMs, right? There's copyright free music that exists. I should probably change this. Okay. So, with debuts, when you're an indie debuting, a lot of people are like, here's a PowerPoint slide presentation about me. Yeah. That was the standard. That's how a lot of people still do it. It's not... In a way, yes, it does get the point across. But it can also be a little boring. Right? And a lot of people like to cap their debuts at 1 hour because any longer, it would just be too much to get over with in a VOD. My debut as an indie took 2 hours. My debut with Kawa took around an hour, 45 minutes or so. And then I think majority of the debuts that have happened recently are within 45 minutes. An hour or 45 minutes. So it's not long. You know? It's within a movie. You're basically sitting down to watch a movie. But the content of the debuts that have happened lately, I think, are becoming less like PowerPoint presentations and more so like, hi, this is me. This is why I'm funny. Watch me. Okay, we're gonna do a debut 2.0 about the stuff that I actually like. So many people do 2.0s. Like, it's not a bad thing, I think, because it gives you a chance to, like, get more stuff out there in the world before you start streaming games and collabing, you know? It's like a redo, but not entirely, right? So, in a way, I think they're good. I didn't have a 2.0 or anything. I didn't think I needed one. But, you know, the way that I debuted in Kawa is very different from the way another corpo would debut their talents if they weren't already adopted. Like, if they're not adopted. So, I have a pre-existing community that I brought into Kawa. So I didn't have to debut with a bunch of new stuff. I just like it was basically like reintroducing myself to all the new people that would come by, because all of the Kawa talents' communities would like mesh with mine in a way. But for a lot of the Corpo VTubers that debut and are not adopted, which is the typical industry standard, they kinda the word. Like they have to set a tone of like, this is why I'm different from everyone. I am new to this world. Things like that. Yeah. The first debut stream is more like an elevator pitch now, mostly because a gem is getting debut back to back. Yeah, it's a relay. It's basically a relay. It's good, but also really scary because that means you have to practice and make sure you can talk about stuff that you want to say within a certain number of time. Like I get so scared. I know for my debut with Kawa, it was 45-ish minutes, I think, or an hour, and I was like, oh no, I wonder if I can even fit everything in an hour. But then I remembered in school, in my uni school time lectures, my slides for my lectures would be about 6 to 7 long for some of the 1-hour classes, and I was like, if I make my slides about that amount of time, I think I got this. Oh! Hello! No, I haven't spilled all the secrets. At least not without permission. Yeah. Yeah. Not without knowing that it was public information already. So I'm good. I'm good. I swear. I've been very vague about everything. To a certain extent. Right? Yeah. Okay. What else am I supposed to... What's up with that? What I wanted to really talk about, though, is the videos that people come out with in corpos. To be like, this is my debut. We have new peoples. Yeah. Hi. I will. A lot of people think that you need a fancy animation to debut now. Like, I know Hololive comes out with cool animations as if it's an actual anime. I know Idol EN and Pixel Link also did that, where they have like cool anime looking stuff. It's just becoming something that people are like, oh my god, I want that. I need that to debut now. But that's really not the case. You don't need that. I know a lot of people think you do, but you really don't. I think just seeing the model is enough. But at the same time, if I were in a corpo, a new one, and I knew that they had the budget to do something like that, I'd obviously want one. Like, if I knew that was an option, then obviously I'd want one. But at the same time, I know I don't need one. Because joining Kawa, I already had everything I could ever want. Like, I had my community established already. I didn't need a fancy-ass anime-looking thing to tell people who I was. Because people already knew. Right? So, I really don't think it's necessary. But it's cool to have, right? It makes people interested. I'm already really grateful that Kawa made the thing that we had. Like the... Wait, did you guys see the debut trailer of ours? It looks really cool. You should find it if you have it. I don't think I saved it. But it's somewhere out there. We had a debut trailer, and honestly, I think it's good enough. I also had this channel trailer thing made for me, which is amazing. Like, Kawa helped organize all of that. So instead of having a anime of my lore, I had like a clip compilation made for my channel. Yeah. That was probably more, to me, I think that's actually more effective, because then people know what I stream instead of like, oh, I wonder what they're streaming. They're just kind of cute, you know? Like, people actually knew this is what I liked and what I did. Dollar and totally relevant VTuber lore video. It's kind of relevant. I think it's still kind of relevant. 見て見てだよ Yeah. I like a proper taste of being a subscriber. Yeah. And to me, that's what I preferred a lot more. I think if I had to pick one or the other, I would prefer to have that channel trailer than that little anime looking thing. But if I had to debut as a completely new VTuber in another agency somewhere, I would want that anime looking thing because it's just cool. And pretty picture move. Really pretty. Gets attention. Must like. You know, it's that train of thought. So it's also a way to like keep a little bit of mysteriousness behind a new VTuber. Like they have no voice lines out yet. You don't know what they sound like. You don't know what their personality is yet. Right? So, And they don't roleplay, it's just irrelevant. Yeah, I roleplay a little bit. Not a lot. I barely do. What am I saying? No, I barely do. And to me, that's okay. Like, my community knows this. They're fine with it. They don't care. And to me, that's all that matters. Like, I'm not... When I debuted, I used to care a lot. But over time, after talking to my people in my Discord, I have learned to just care less about it because that's not what's important. What's important is that they enjoy the content that I make, and like it's just fun to be around them, right? And they like being around me. It's a mutual thing. Yeah. It's a fun shtick to play with. It do be! It do be! So, with debuts, I think it's great to have all of the cool stuff. But a lot of indies don't have that kind of budget. Which is fine. You don't need it. You can still have a wonderful, wonderful debut without having like a whole anime made of you. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars just to debut with a nice video. You could just take some cool videos of your model moving around, add some effects on it, put in some times, fun music that's kind of hype, and that's it. That's all you need. That really is. And honestly, as an indie, I don't think anyone expects you to have that high level of production budget, honestly. I wish that indies did have that kind of budget, but no, it's not realistic. Obviously, there are people, indies who are very big, who do have that kind of budget because they've earned the money to have that budget. So, it's a thing. It is. But it's not... What's the word? It's not for everybody. Not everyone can get to that point. I felt like I couldn't. I know there was a point in time I was like, I want to do this full time. I want to keep going forever and ever and ever. But personally, I feel like I hit a wall with what I could do as an indie, which is why I started to apply for agencies. And then once I got into Kawa, I was like, God damn, this year has been so hectic. Like, I've had something to do every single week. Like, I went to conventions, I had projects to do, collabs to attend, I had new connections that I made that I want to keep and keep up, you know? So, yeah. Sometimes in indie, your audience isn't even following you for your stuff like they... Yeah! I think when you're an indie, you debut once, you get it over with, start making content, and then that's what people find you for? Like, I know most of my growth happened when I started playing Genshin. People know me for playing a game, not for whatever I did during my debut. Do any of you even remember it? And then you learn how that part of that online. Yeah, you can. I prefer just being loose with it. I don't want to think about it too much. I don't see a need to. I think it's fun because that means I get to center a lot of my stuff around it and name things after it. But again, it's not how I live my life as a streamer, you know? Which one, the streamer debut or Kawa debut? Well, either or. Either or. Hold on, I'm gonna eat my egg tart. Mm. Mm. Ah. Ah. Okay, I'm good. Cold egg tart. At least it's good. At least it tastes good. I love egg tarts. Okay, anyway. I do have to say, when I debuted with Kawa, like preparing my debut itself, I got some help with it. The stuff to put on the PowerPoint. I came up with some weird ass ideas myself, like the Tenchi butts. That was my idea. I also knew that prior to debuting in Kawa, not many people knew that I wasn't the most say-so person out there. I think people saw my model and was like, ah, cute, must be say-so. Family friendly. No. No. Gome. So then I debuted with Kawa. And I finally got to say it to more people. And then people understood. But then, over time, more people found me and they didn't realize that. And I was like, oops. Bubblegum color does strike me as sweet. I think I'm a very sweet person. That doesn't mean I'm completely say-so though. Don't mind the genital jousting stream. For Mia Adventures, you should do it. When the jacket comes off, you can see the real yab. No, it's not. It's not yabai. It's not. It's within YouTube guidelines and TOS. How's that? I just have belly windows. Yeah, belly window. Yeah. Unsay-so VTuber certificate. Can I have an unsay-so VTuber certificate? Isn't Lou? No, they're just air vents. Belly windows for air vents. You know, it gets sweaty. It gets sweaty when you stream. Cracked rhythm gamer here. You get sweaty. You gotta breathe. My skin needs to breathe. It's for performance, exactly. Yeah. Okay, is there anything else on debuts I gotta talk about? I don't think so. Okay. Feel free to ask whatever the fuck it is you want that I can answer within the bounds of my confidentiality and NDA agreements. My outfit's very seasonal compared to my girlfriend's outfit. That is true. That is very true. And honestly, I like character design. I want to design more outfits for myself. I had a ton of ideas, but then I gave up. I have an idea for the summer coming. I have Tenzed and Mama working on a second outfit for me right now. I'ma just wait. I'm excited to see what it is. Yeah, we talked about a lot of things today. I managed to get all of that within 2.5 hours. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. I did it. Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know if you could tell, but I had a plan. Okay, some topics overlapped with each other, but yeah. There might be one thing I forgot to mention. With collabs and stuff, as an indie, it can happen anytime, any day. I did not have to plan it a month or a week in advance. As a corpo, it happens a month in advance. You plan it a month in advance. And the way that we do it is like, here's a date, here's a time, here's what we're gonna do. Who can make it? I know Monty, going forward, he's gonna be like, you and you, talent from Gen 1 and talent from Gen 2. Are you free at this time to do this stream together? If not, give me another time. You're gonna show up now. It's how we kind of just... I think a lot of VTubers have this problem of, if we're not told where to be and when, we're just not gonna do it. We need deadlines. Without the deadlines, we're fucked. Did they change your software or assist / improved in some way? I think. Not really? No. 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 I just used OBS. My stream setup from prior to joining Kawa has been the same. Like this background or like the overlays are pretty much the same. My chat box looks different, but that's only because I bought it and I kind of fiddled with it. Like I changed the colors and the font and I added the pictures. No, they didn't really change the software. Yeah. They gave me a link for alerts. They gave me... That was more recent though. Yeah, they haven't really done anything software-wise. I know they helped with hardware stuff though. I guess hardware and software stuff. We had a sponsorship from Sony. Oh, I never talked about sponsorships! Oh, my bad. Okay, let me do that a little bit. But yeah, we had a sponsorship from Sony. I got gifted... Not gifted. I got sponsored some stuff. So a VR Quest 2 headset and some Mokopi trackers. Thank you, Sony. And thank you, Kawa, for sponsorship, by the way. I get to keep those, which is great. I did my 3D debut with them, which is also really nice. What else? They helped me set all of that up because I didn't understand how. That makes sense. Going from Indie to Corpo, what's the one thing about streaming that been the most different? Streaming itself, or like online, like actually on stream, the things I do on stream, or like off stuff. Can I talk? Because that's the one that's different. Is there any people who keep changing? Yeah, I don't change it. I don't change it very much. Really easier than being an indie though. Sponsorships as an indie was more straightforward. There wasn't as many contract things I had to look at. I had I had a few, but they were just more like agreements. I didn't have anything to sign. It was just like, are you free to do this with us and we'll pay you this amount based on your viewership? And I was like, yeah. So I did it and they were like, okay, here's your money. Have a great day. That was it. Like, that's how sponsorships were. As a corpo, it's like, this is the contract. There's a bunch of pages. Can you sign each one with your initials and then sign big initial here with the date and the witness and you know, it's long. There's just more, and because it's corpo stuff, there's other people involved, and it's just more complicated. Yeah. It's very complicated. The biggest difference off stream are things like the people that I interact with. I like how I conduct myself. with other people when talking about work. VTubing is no longer a hobby of mine where I can just do it whenever I want and my life does not depend on it. Because this is full time for me. I do this for a living. As an indie, I didn't have to worry about that because I had another job. And I talk to people about streams and stuff more professionally, as in like collabs. Like, are you free to do this at this time? And we're gonna do it for this long. What kind of boxes can we do? Like, it's a more organized process. As an indie, things were a little more all over the place, and I could adjust professionalism levels depending on whatever it is I was doing. So if I had to reach out for like commissions and stuff, professional sounding stuff, right? I would write it like it was an email. If it was to set up collabs with friends, I would type as if I was just talking to a friend. Like, hey, you free to hang out on a collab this weekend? You know, like that. So that to me is the difference. Other VODs of your indie streams? Yes! If you just scroll down to 6 months ago, you'll see my Kawa debut. Anything before that is basically all indie streams. I'm pretty sure my indie debut is still up, actually. Let me scroll all the way down. Yeah. I think if you just scroll down, you can see my content hasn't changed. Ever since I joined Kawa, it's basically the same. It's very similar. Yeah. There hasn't really been any differences. I did your contracts for on it, but yeah, that's a big one. The things I would be aware of is not just the contracts, but people you talk to. Because if you get scammed or something, you know, it's like a big deal. It gets bigger. I'm a little more guarded because prior to joining Kawa, this happened last year in November, December-ish? Or was it even October? Oh no, it was October. Last year in October. I got really close with Cozy Chu, my senpai in Kawa. And we played a lot of games together. I had my 3K subscribers celebration, and a lot of the Kawa people joined in on that stream in the chat. And ever since, I had been really good friends with Cozy. When we collabed so much, and I kept talking to everyone, it just so happened that Kawa's Gen 2 applications were coming out at the time, and I got some DMs that were like, "You're clout chasing Kawa. You're just trying to get accepted into their Gen 2. You're using them," and it made me really scared because as an indie, right? If I fuck up, there's no one I can go to back me up on things. There's no like lawyer I can go to for things. It was just a bunch of like, "You're a clout chaser," even though that wasn't something I was doing at all. It just so happened that timing happened that way. And also when I started VTubing, there was a VTuber who was quite a bit bigger than I was. I think he had about 3,000 followers on Twitter. Was pretty decently sized on Twitch, about the same amount too. And he approached me and was like, "Hey, I can help you out with starting up stuff and learning how to be a VTuber as an indie, because it's a lot of like self-efficiency things." And I was naive. I took that, and he ended up sexually harassing me for about 2 months. So ever since, I have been way more guarded. I've been way more cautious about the people that I talk to on the internet. I think for a moment, I had met so many nice VTubers that I forgot that this was still a cyberspace of strangers on the internet that I don't know. So that clouded my judgment a lot, and I regret that now. But it's because of that experience that I'm like, I need to be more careful. I am not just gonna let anyone slide into my DMs and talk to me. I'm not just gonna let anyone be like, hey, can we collab this? Without thinking about any consequences that could come with it. And this is also why I close my DMs to a lot of people. If you're a viewer and you DM me, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna answer. I've learned over this past 2 years that I just need to be stricter on that with myself. I used to hate doing that because I felt like I was pushing people away. And it would make people hate me for doing that, but no. I think I need to protect myself above all else now. But yeah, that's one I think that explains why I'm just like, I can't talk to you if you have nothing to your name yet. Because without it, you're just a stranger on the internet that I don't know. This is your self-defense, it should not be blamed. Thank you. It happened a long time ago, but the fact that it happened in the first place, I think, was the problem. Because that meant that I had my guard down. And I was so new to the industry that I didn't realize that the VTubing industry was this toxic or could be so scary. I think that's also just one of the reasons why that VTubers are so cliquey. Because you have a set group of people you know you can trust. And once you have that, what more else do you need? You have your streams, you have your content, you have a loyal viewership, you have some good friends. I don't really know what else you would need, honestly. Unless you wanted to join an agency, then I guess you would have to start changing something. But like, I don't know what else you would need. As you get larger, you become a larger target? Yeah. Like, when I was smaller, I had a few hundred subscribers. I used to think people that had 1K, 2K were huge. As I gradually reached those points, I saw people who were at smaller numbers. And I was like, oh wow, that was me. And I know what it's like to be small. I remember what it's like to be small. Because I kept looking up at people like, oh wow, I want to be that one day. Oh, it'd be nice if I could talk to this person one day. And I worked really hard. So to hear from even myself, like, I think I'm pretty well established now. I know what it is I'm doing. I know what it is I want. And to hear, like, coming from myself, like, oh, if you have only a few hundred subscribers, I don't know if I can trust you yet. Someone in that spot could just be working as hard as I did to try and become an established VTuber on the internet and look more legitimate and trustworthy. It's kind of hard. I think that, like, knowing what it's like being on both sides, I understand it now, why it's so difficult. Because when I was trying to grow, I tried so hard to make content for other people and establish that audience and then make good friends and connections. But to know that now, as big as I am, where I am now, I don't think I'm a huge VTuber or anything. I still think I'm pretty small. But to know that even at this point, I can look below and be like, if you only have a few hundred, I don't know if I can trust you yet. You know what I mean? Am I wording this right? I hope I'm wording this right. It's just knowing that the two sides exist hurts. Because it means that it's not like I'm looking down on you, it's like I'm wary of you. And as someone who worked that hard at that point when I was smaller, to know that someone is thinking about that about me at that time, it's rough, man. It's rough. Hi, Song, hello! Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's how it was for me at the time. I kept looking at those numbers. That's how indie me used to think. Now I think more of what does your content look like? You know? I look at what kind of streams do you do? Do I think I can get along with them? Can I talk to them? Yeah. Like I don't look at the numbers. I look at how trustworthy I think you are. As in what kind of content you've made and what your streams are like, what your community is like. Because community reflects streamer, right? So if I can vibe and chat in someone's stream, then I think we're good. You can collab with someone, but if the vibe doesn't match, it could be a yikes. It really could. It really could. Yeah, it didn't matter to Leah, which is why I appreciate her a lot. You know? It was great that I could have collabed with her. I appreciate it a lot. And I still think she's a great content creator, you know? I feel like when I was smaller, that I was still learning a lot. I didn't know how important certain values were to me. I didn't know if... Like, I knew my community was important to me, but I also had to think about my growth. If it was enough. If I was doing enough. If I could talk to enough people. If I could manage my IRL job at the same time. And I think with time in mind of like working and stuff, if I could just see my numbers move a little bit, because it's a quick look, right? If I could see it move a little bit, then I'll know that I did good. But to look through someone's content to see if they're doing anything to actually grow or to try, like that's time consuming, but I think it's what I should have done at the time. That's one of my regrets. Obviously, I know better now. I know a lot better now. I got crumbs on my desk. Oh no. And that was a good idea. I finally finished it. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like because of all that, like I've realized that I cannot be friends with everyone in the world. I cannot make everyone happy. Whoever comes to my streams, I can't impress all of them. There's only so much one person can do. And I also know that say I raid somebody and one of my viewers goes to them and starts being like more into them than me. That's fine. If anything, I'm actually happy that they found someone that they can vibe with more. Like if I wasn't what they wanted completely, then that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. If someone wants to call me their Oshi, I'll take it. You know, I'll appreciate it a lot. But at the same time, I'm down to just be like, oh hey, we're gonna raid this person. Please support them. You know? That's the kind of vibes I like. I don't want to be a selfish person. I don't want to... Like, I can't control all my tenchis. If my tenchis wanted to support other people, I'm not gonna stop you. Obviously, I'm gonna be sad if I never see you around again. But if you want to support other VTubers, I'm not gonna stop you. You should explore. See the world. But I'll always be happy if I see people come back, you know? Yeah, I feel like in the beginning, when I experienced all the stuff I did as an indie, it was pretty rough. Like being sexually harassed within 2 months of being a VTuber, that was rough. And then getting hate DMs, that was also very rough. But I think if I can make it through all of that and still join a corpo and be happy in my corpo, and also make new friends that don't think that way, like that won't be like, they won't look at my numbers the same way, or they're not gonna think that I have less value because of it. It's just nice. I'm happy now. I like being in a corpo. It's fun. It's more fun than I thought it would be. I was kind of afraid that I would be restricted in some way, but no. Kawa has given me confidence that they wouldn't do that to me. So, okay, what time is it? How long have I been talking? I started at 1. It's almost 4. Oh shit. I've been talking for 3 hours. Oh no. Oh no. It is funny watching you go like this is just me as well. How you formed your community and found the content style you love. I'm so happy to see where you are now. Thank you, thank you. You have been around my channel for a very, very long time. It's been a long, long, long time. Weren't you around I think when I debuted? I think? It's just been a really long time, gosh. Has it been 2 years yet? I don't know if it's been 2, but at least a year now. Probably more. I'm thinking more, honestly. You've been around since I was at Indie, so... The Chibi days? Even further back? Wait, yeah, you're right! Weren't you around during my Henry Stickmin era? I think that's where I was. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember! I remember! I feel happy I remember. I don't know why, I remember seeing your name. Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Gosh. Henry Stickmin. I'm a Henry. Proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a good run, guys. 2.5 years of content. Let's go, baby. Gosh. Man, I'm shooketh at myself. 2.5 years. Man. When did I make my channel? April 8th of 2021. We're coming up on 3 years, guys. 3 years next year. Let's go. Soon. Oh man. Soon. Wonder if I'll have my second model by then. I want to have a second outfit. I'm hoping I'll have my second outfit by April. May? Maybe May. It depends on the rigging timeline. The anniversary looms over us. Soon! I'm gonna have my new model by then. I'm betting on that. I hope it does. Yeah. If not, then that's okay. But I hope. I cross my fingers. Can't believe it's been 3 years. I feel old. I feel like a veteran. I'm a veteran. No, there's other people out there. Like, I've talked about so much on stream over the past 2.5 years. Like, my health condition, my being harassed stuff, all the shitty things. Like, I feel like I've done a lot. Yeah. Oh. You see that up there too, right? So the coming year, 2024, I do plan on going to Offkai. I do plan on going to Offkai. English weird. That makes sense. I plan on going to Offkai next year. I've been talking for so long. I think I'm getting streamer brain. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Offkai next year. And I already know where I'm potentially going to stay somewhere close to the convention. That's already in the process of being planned. The I'm gonna be there for a while. I think I'm gonna be there a few days. I might be there a few days before said trip. Like, before the con, just so I can help set up the booth and stuff. And then I'll be there maybe a few days after, just so that I can go around and hang out and do stuff. I'm pretty sure it's in a hotel. I don't remember which one. There is a... let me... Is there a link? Same place as last time? May 31st to June something. Yeah, May 31st to June something something. It's a couple days. It's a couple days. Hotel and venue. Venue map? Is this... Oh, hotel info. It's at the Hyatt. Hyatt Regency. That's a fancy hotel. Oh, there's an airport next to it. Oh, would you look at that? Berlin. That's a weird word. That's a weird ass word. Berlin. Berlin. That's not English. San Francisco Airport. Let's go. You're welcome, Step. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm planning on going. If you guys want to see me in person, I'ma be there. Yeah. I'ma break your fourth wall. Santa ice cream. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna so like I said, I'll be there a few days before the thing, and I'll be there a few days after as well. I'm gonna try and hang out and just explore and do some sightseeing stuff. I'll hang out with a few friends, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. They made it point to the first one was near one too. Oh! That's good. You wanna go? Oh my god, if you go... Oh my god, if you go... Please come by and see me. Please. Please. You're from Car... Oh! Wait, I recognize you. You're excited? Me too. I'm very excited. Ow, I hit my mic. Eh. Ow. Okay. Time for the inedible. She's not pet on. My day is ruined. You have to go? I do too. It has been 3 hours. My voice is dead. And, I need a break. I need to rest up. Oh my. Okay, let me find somebody to raid. I think I have an idea of who to raid. Okay, we're gonna raid Abby Kadabra from FIFA Mirai. She's doing a celebration for hitting 15k subscribers. She's doing. Pokemon Lego building. Let's go. Hey yo. Nice. I was carrying the bread down this year when I was trying to do I remember that. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let me make sure this is set up. Okay. Alright, time for raid. I'ma go now. Thank you guys for coming today. I hope this stream helps. That it was informative in some kind of way. It's been It's been a good 2.5 years. I've been 2 years indie, 6 months corpo. That's insane. Wow. Alright. Anyway, I'm probably gonna do a stream like this again once I hit the 1 year mark, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. I go now! I go now! Bye-bye! 今日来てくれてありがとう。まみんなね。バイバイバイバイバイバイまみんなね。